Hi, it's your Star Goddess. So I want to talk about symbols today. A lot of people who are practicing magic or, on the path, they really sort of skip past the importance of symbols sometimes. Because, they're more worried about, the tools, the spells, and stuff like that, and the knowledge. But symbols play a huge part in sort of opening up your third eye and your psychic powers and your ability to communicate with the universe, spirit, and your god and goddesses. Because I get a lot of people asking me questions. Well, how can I connect? How can I communicate better? I want more answers, more vivid answers from the deities that I work with, the angels that I work with, my ancestors. I need more clarity in this communication, or I need to communicate more with spirit. Whoever they're trying to communicate with, they don't know how to get more clarity, and they don't know how to get specific answers or complex answers. So symbols are super important to know what they mean, to research them. You're not going to be able to memorize what every symbol means unless unless you study them like every day. But thankfully we have Google, and we have many like symbol encyclopedias that we can just go run and look it up real quick. We're always on our phones. We can research what a symbol means on our phone in about 5 seconds. So when you see something that really sticks out to you symbolically and that just calls your attention, that's a symbol. See what it is, look it up, and that is spirit's way, or the universe's way, or your deity's way of communicating with you and trying to give you a message, because they can't just come out and just start talking, because a lot of people will label you crazy. So a lot of times symbols are not mistaken. Words can be different in different cultures. So symbols are universal, so that's what they use. So, and as well as people that have passed on to the other side, sometimes something will stick out to you that will remind you of that person, and that's them trying to communicate with you. So for example, if you see like a crow, go look it up. Your deity might be connected to a crow. If you keep seeing spiders everywhere, go look up what the spider means. That could be a message from one of your deities or from the universe to focus on an area that you're probably not really focused on right now. It's just like in the movies and in like music videos, they use a lot of symbology to get messages across they can't say, because if they said it, it would be controversial. Half the people wouldn't believe them, the other half would hate on them. So to convey a message to the ones who are listening and to the ones who are paying attention, they use symbols. Okay, a lot of people say, oh, Illuminati, but they don't know what those symbols really mean, because they didn't take the time to research it. They just took the time to fear it. And so they're not going to get that message. Okay, so they're the ones that are left out living in fear, while others take those symbols, go research them, and get the message that, the video or the artist is trying to convey to you. Because you can be saying things out of your mouth, but symbols, on the other hand, can be saying something totally different. So, there's more than one message. Like, art is multi-dimensional, meaning it's very symbolic. There's a mundane meaning, there's a above the surface meaning, and then there's the highest meaning. Now if you know symbols, you can get all three meanings or more, because sometimes there are levels. You can get more information with the more symbols that you see. So, it's kind of like reading a book and then coming back years later to read it again, and you get something totally new out of it, because, your brain has advanced and you understand things you once didn't before. So that's why in alchemy, most of their symbols are actually formulas, so they don't get lost. So they never get messed up in translation. Symbols cannot be messed up in translation because a symbol is a symbol. You know, you see a tree, a picture of a tree, you know it's a tree. You know, there's no confusion there. That's why in ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, they used hieroglyphs, because those symbols will always remain. The words can't be changed. The spellings can't be changed. So that's how, it's not primitive, it's actually more advanced. Like if you ever watched space movies or alien movies, a lot of times their language looks like symbols. I mean, even in like Asia and China, they still write with symbols, and their stuff is very ancient, and you know, they don't have a lot of trouble with mistranslations of stuff because symbols are symbols, you know. Our language, you know, that was based in Latin, there's so many different spellings, there's so many different regions that have changed the meanings of words throughout Europe, and you know, it keeps changing. So our language is probably the most confusing because it changes too much, because it's not steady, it doesn't have a foundation with a symbol, you know. So, and also, if you're an intuitive or a psychic, or if you're trying to work on your psychic powers, and you meditate and you close your eyes and you're in that darkness, you'll start to see little symbols in your mind, like maybe a shape or a color or something like that. And that's communication in itself. You have to write that down. Always have like something to write with. Write down what you see. Oh, I saw a green triangle floating in the river. Okay, it's stupid. It might sound crazy, but write it down and then go research what a triangle represents. Go research what a river represents. And it will speak to you about something that could be going on in your life, or a solution or something. It will spark your mind into the direction it's supposed to be going in. Okay? Sometimes you'll close your eyes and you'll see like, let's see, a flower, or a cloud, or just a box, or a clown, or just whatever. Any type of image that pops into your head, write it down and go research what it means, because that's giving you information. That's where creativity comes from. That's where the next invention comes from. That's where the next hit song comes from. That's where it comes from. Okay, a lot of people don't take these things as important, and they think they're just nothing but just your imagination. Well, your imagination is a creator, and that's how all things got here, through the imagination. So you have to pay attention to symbols. You have to write it down. You have to go and research it and look it up. It's so simple. There are countless websites online. Whenever I look up something and like Google something, this is what I type in the search bar: symbolic meaning of, and then whatever I'm looking for, and then automatically a bunch of sites pop up and they tell you what things mean symbolically. And a lot of them are very spiritual in nature, especially the first few on, you know, on the search. And you know, so pay attention. Don't be too lazy to look stuff up. If the universe is trying to communicate with you, or spirit or deities, and you're too lazy to go and just like research it and type something, and you don't even have to type anymore. You can just push this little microphone button on your phone and just say symbolic meaning of da 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 da, and let your phone do the work. You don't even have to do anything. Now, if you're too lazy to do that, it means there's a block. You know, there's something blocking you from wanting to get this knowledge. You're not really thirsty for this knowledge. You're not hungry for this knowledge enough to receive it at this time, because you're not willing to do the work. You know, a lot of alchemists call their journey or their path the great work. You know, it's working on yourself spiritually, getting more knowledge, being able to teach people, being able not to make the same mistakes, being able to do more, faster, better, stronger. So, you know, if you're too lazy and you gotta inbox people asking them what this means, that means you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that knowledge because you're not willing to work for it. You're willing to type and ask me a 50-word question when you can Google the answer yourself. And also wanting other people's opinion. There's no one doing this, but I'm just saying, for example, when you want other people's opinion about something, that means you don't trust yourself. And the first rule is trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, who else is going to trust you? You know, trust yourself, trust your instinct. It doesn't lie. Okay? It might be off because you don't trust yourself. And you know, once you start trusting yourself, your instinct will always be on point. Okay? Don't ask someone else what they think about what popped into your mind. It didn't pop into their mind, it popped into your mind. So you have to trust yourself. You know, don't go to other people for the answers that spirit, deity, universe, you know, your higher self gave to you, because they're not going to be able to interpret it unless they study symbolism and interpret dreams and visions for other people. And they are going to want to be compensated as well, because that's their time and that's their energy as well. But what I'm saying is, do your own research. So many people don't advance because of lack of knowledge and lack of willing to do their work. They just think of it, okay, a lot of people think of spirituality, or, you know, the path of magic is just like something to do in their spare time. They don't take it seriously, like as a way of living, you know. They just say, oh, you know, but they might be young. You know, when you get older, you take things a little bit more seriously in certain areas, you know. When you get bored, you know, you start really getting into something, and then it develops from there. So, and a lot of people use their creative energy to research, you know. When you have a lot of energy and you don't know what to do with it, and you're just bored, go read an article, go watch a video, just one a day, you know. Just pick a topic and make sure that you're learning at least one thing a day, or relearning it, or going over it, or something. Because if you just sit there and ask everybody else what they think, or their opinion of this, and you asking other people, you're not getting the full knowledge. You're getting their opinion. They say the best teachers don't teach, but they lead you to what? They lead you to the path. Because you could get a totally different understanding from a book than I could. You know, your understanding might stick out to you for certain reasons that might not have stuck out to me, because you were meant to see this part more intensely so that you could do something to change the world. I might not have seen that part as intensely because that's not my path, and I might see another part of the book that really sticks out to me because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So if I give you like a book review over something, and I really focus on this one area, and you don't find interest in it, and you don't read the book yourself, you could have missed out on, you know, something that you were supposed to be doing. So that's why it's important to read stuff by yourself, do research by yourself, study by yourself, and not try to get everyone's else input on what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there about the symbols. If you don't have a symbol encyclopedia or a symbol dictionary or a place to go search symbolic meanings of things online, start that today. Start like looking up symbols, whatever you see, animal symbols, shapes, colors, numbers, all of that. Okay? I saw an orange on the ground by the mall the other day. That was strange, but I looked it up, and it was a message from one of my deities, you know, one of the people that I work with or honor. It's a message from them. So you never know. You gotta do the research. Okay? Thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all later. Bye bye.